So what I want to do with this today is I'm going to talk about one of the koans from a collection called the Mumonkan. The Mumonkan means the gateless gate. So of course already a Zen saying, a gate that has no gate. And this is the 8th case in that collection. This is from a translation that I've done for an in-house production of this koan collection. So this case number 8 is entitled Keichu the Wheelmaker. Geiten Osho said, Keichu, the first wheelmaker, made a cart whose wheels had 100 spokes. Suppose you removed both the wheels and the axle, what would be here? So this is a wonderful koan, really about taking away. You know, we have these images here, wheelmaker making a cart, and the wheels have 100 spokes, so it sounds like pretty big and fancy wheels. And then the next line is, suppose you remove the wheels and the axle. What's here? What would be here? So if you take away some or all of this cart and the wheels, what's left? So, and this is not looking for an answer, a logical, conceptual answer. This is looking deeper than that on the non-conceptual level. If you have something that appears to be reality, particularly what we call conditioned reality, meaning that it has a birth or creation, a decay, and some form of death or obliteration. It's like, what else might be here? Is there something here that's timeless? Is there something here that is unconditioned, doesn't have a birth or death? So that's what this koan is leaving us with. And then there's a couple of comments. The first comment is by Muman, who put together this collection. Muman's comment is, in mastery, vision is a shooting star, essence a lightning flash. So he really didn't give us much to hang on to here. In mastery, vision is a shooting star. So something that appears and disappears quickly. Essence, a lightning flash. Also something that happens quickly. And interestingly, both of these have a visual component. It's something we would see with our eye. So he's probably pointing to some kind of seeing that's not with our eye. Something that's on the more intuitive level. So then I've offered a comment also on this koan. What is whole with missing parts? Is it whole or broken? Embrace not knowing as you journey home. So the main thing I'm saying here is to really stay with the not knowing, the conceptual not knowing, when trying to answer a koan like this. And that's where the non-conceptual answer, or when the non-conceptual answer can arise. And then Muman offers a verse, the spiritual wheels turn, failing to follow, traveling in all directions, above and below, north, south, east, and west. So this one's a little more esoteric, the spiritual wheels turn. So the spiritual wheels, that could mean both, could mean either conditioned or unconditioned. So the wheels turn, failing to follow. So they're not following whatever is before them. Traveling in all directions, above and below. So basically everywhere is what that's saying. And then north, south, east, and west. So every direction is included in that. And then I offer a verse, a simple wheel with no parts, arrives everywhere at once. So once more I'll read it, a simple wheel with no parts, arrives everywhere at once. So with that, we'll go ahead and meditate together. Oops. Excuse me, just changing my screen. All right. Okay, so go ahead and seat yourself in your customary meditation posture. Start with some centering belly breaths, really letting yourself relax deeply into this moment. Relax deeply into your seat, releasing any mental activity that's catching you. You can let it be there. We're not trying to suppress it. We're just not engaging or participating in those thoughts. Let go of any concepts that are swimming around. If the koan, the comments, or the verses stirred anything, just let it stay stirred. You don't need to figure anything out. Let yourself feel what this koan and the comments are pointing to, are describing, are revealing. So start by bringing awareness to the hara. That's a chakra that's about 2 finger widths below your navel and 2 or 3 finger widths in from the surface of the skin. It's a natural grounding spot for consciousness and awareness. It can feel like a very grounded, non-conceptual seat. One of my teachers used to call it a perch. Breathe into the hara, deeply relaxing, letting awareness be as fully present as possible. On the next in-breath, invite awareness into the heart area. We're opening to the innate goodness of the Absolute, the Source. And the innate goodness is the goodness that we all have, all beings possess. It's not a goodness based on performance. Just by being, we're good. Innate goodness, as it's contacted, can feel like an uplifting buoyancy. Some people perceive the bright purity, the cleansing purity of innate goodness. Others find and feel a warm flow, like a warm breeze on a cool winter day. Let yourself make contact with that awareness, that light, buoyant, uplifting flow, with a kind of hopeful optimism. Things are going to work out just fine. On the next in-breath, invite awareness to the center of the forehead. What's called the wisdom eye in Theravada Buddhism and the Dharma eye in the Zen tradition. This is a chakra from the yogic system and also an inner organ of perception, a non-conceptual organ of perception. And you can also tell then that both traditions emphasize this, which must indicate a certain level of importance. So rest awareness in the wisdom eye. You may be feeling some activity there, some energy, movement, or maybe nothing at all. Whatever you're experiencing in this moment is perfectly fine. On the next in-breath, invite awareness to the top of the head, what's called the crown chakra in the yogic system. The crown chakra is an important portal, or as we make contact with formless realms and non-ordinary realms, we do so by way of the crown chakra. It's a kind of portal both for us to journey and also to receive information, understanding, learning from the source of all manifestation and creation, what I call the Absolute. We can receive downloads of information, of knowing from the Absolute. If possible, breathe into the crown chakra, sensing and feeling this important portal. Let your awareness open to a little bit larger area or field than your body. Let awareness reach beyond the skin boundary, the body boundary, finding the shape of your consciousness, which is normally like an orb around our physical body. It can be a few inches up to half a meter or so from the body is fairly typical. So just let awareness drift a little past your body boundary, letting the body boundaries soften. As you breathe, just feel sense awareness reaching, making contact with the container of your consciousness. Notice how by bringing awareness to the shape of consciousness, it softens the body boundary, the hardness, the sharpness. And it leaves us in contact with something different. Maybe it's new for you to sense and feel this. Making contact with the space of our consciousness can feel a little unnerving, unsettling even. It's like we're lost just a little. Our body boundary is a primary identity, shaped and established before we're verbal. So it's a quite important and closely held identity. Like the koan I was describing, this is like the line. Suppose you remove both the wheels and the axle, what would be here? And for us, suppose you removed the sense of body and the body boundary, what's here? So just lightly hold that question, what's here? As we sit silently together before I ring the bell.